never meant to know this. Google never published it, and almost no one online explains how it truly works. But today, you're going to build something inside Gemini that behaves like a living system, a self-correcting, self-optimizing, evolving AI agent that learns from every mistake, updates its own strategy, and becomes better every single time you use it. This is the Gemini Loop Agent, and once you activate it, your productivity, your workflows, and your automation will never look the same again. Before we build it, you need to understand the real secret. Gemini doesn't have memory the way people imagine. It has something deeper hiding under the surface. An adaptive reasoning layer, a part of the model that quietly adjusts its decision-making based on your instructions, your patterns, and your reinforcement signals. If you structure your prompts correctly, if you repeat certain patterns, if you allow Gemini to analyze itself, you can create what feels like an autonomous agent, not a normal AI assistant, but a system that trains itself every time you use it. That's what the Loop Agent is. It doesn't rely on long-term memory. It relies on self-reflection and recursive improvement. You're about to build it step by step. The Loop Agent evolves using a 5-phase cycle: instruction, execution, analysis, improvement, and loop. This creates compounding intelligence, where every new cycle is more accurate, more aligned, and more powerful than the previous one. Now let's build the core. The first step is installing the agent's identity, logic, and operating rules. You're not just giving Gemini commands. You're shaping how it thinks, how it reacts, and how it grows. Here is the core command you will use. From now on, you are my Gemini Loop Agent. Your purpose is to perform the task, analyze your performance, improve your strategy, and repeat the cycle until maximum quality is reached. When you respond, separate your output into execution, analysis, and improvement plan. After completing all 3 sections, ask, "Continue loop?" Only stop when I say stop loop. This single prompt installs the brain of the agent. It defines the loop. It defines the workflow. It defines the mindset. The next step is giving the agent a task. This is where things come alive. You can assign anything: writing scripts, building marketing systems, researching business ideas, designing strategies, creating workflows, analyzing content, even generating training modules. The Loop Agent works with all of them. You activate the first cycle with a second prompt. Loop Agent, here is your task. Insert task. Begin the execution analysis improvement cycle now. This triggers the agent's first self-improving pass. Gemini performs the task, breaks down what it did well, calls out mistakes, and designs a better plan. When it asks continue loop, and you say yes, something powerful happens. Gemini re-injects its own improvements back into the system. It performs the task again, better this time, then again, and again, each time adjusting, refining, evolving. This turns Gemini into a self-training AI. You're not telling it what to fix. It's identifying the weaknesses on its own and improving them automatically. But now comes the advanced part. The part Google definitely never taught. You can force the agent to adopt a permanent style, tone, and optimization goal. This turns the agent from a general model into a customized assistant that behaves exactly the way you want. You do this with the reinforcement anchor. Loop Agent, Integrate the following permanent anchors into every cycle. Always maintain my preferred style. Insert style. Always match my tone. Insert tone. Always optimize for. Insert goal. These anchors must compound with each loop. These reinforcement anchors do something unbelievable. They embed into the loop. And because the loop repeats, your chosen style becomes stronger every cycle. Your tone becomes sharper. Your logic becomes more consistent. Your results become more predictable. Gemini begins evolving toward your personal brand of thinking. This is how you create a custom-trained AI without training data, without advanced settings, and without developer tools. Just a loop. Next, you need the termination condition. A self-improving agent must know when to stop. You can define conditions like stop when clarity reaches 100%, stop when the writing becomes perfectly aligned, stop when the strategy is flawless, stop when no more improvements are possible. Once the condition is met, Gemini closes the cycle by saying, "Loop complete," and the system ends. Now your agent is fully autonomous. Let's talk about real-world use, because the Loop Agent isn't a theory. It's a working engine. Use it to write long scripts that refine themselves endlessly. Use it to build business plans that sharpen with each pass. Use it to conduct complex research and let the AI improve its accuracy every round. Use it to diagnose problems, create strategies, or design automated workflows. Use it to build content systems like social calendars, email sequences, ads, or entire YouTube video structures. Anything that benefits from improvement becomes unstoppable when powered by a loop. This isn't a normal prompt. It's not a shortcut. It's not a hack. It's a system that turns Gemini into a self-correcting intelligence. A mini AI inside the AI. A recursive engine capable of evolving every time you interact with it. Once you understand this pattern, you realize something most people never discover. Gemini doesn't need stored memory to feel alive. It just needs structured recursion. You just learned how to build a fully autonomous, self-improving system inside Gemini. A system that becomes smarter, sharper, and more aligned with every iteration. A system that practically trains itself. A system that no one tells you about. If you want more hidden AI mechanics, more unlocked secrets, and more underground level methods, make sure you subscribe, because what comes next is even deeper.